Hi Aries, welcome to your January Astro-Tarotscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign, but if you're only going to watch one, make sure it's for your ascendant because these are based on the astrology. I use whole sign, tropical, Western astrology. So in case those of you want to know how I'm coming to these conclusions, and that's the reason these are for your ascendant. They're going to be the most accurate to a lesser degree, but still very often relevant, especially if you've got like an unaspected sun. Your sun sign can also be quite prominent, but I advise that you watch all three so that you get a clearer picture of which part of you I resonate with most as a reader and how my work really speaks to you and informs your own life. So with that said, remember these are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody. That is just fine. You should always use your own discernment, and I do want to say a happy damn new year to you. I truly hope 2024 is your absolute best year yet. Remember, you can check out your all of your 2024 goodies that I've put up and out there. There's loads of links in the description box below, including lots of free resources that are going to help you get the most out of this year. And if you should so choose and you are interested in getting your very own Astro Tarot session with me, you can do so on the link in the description of this video. All right, with that said, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So your first transit that we want to look at, right, straight out of the gate on the 4th of the month, right at the beginning of the year, Mars, your ruling planet, comes into the sign of Capricorn. Mars is strong in Capricorn. Mars does good work in the sign of Capricorn because Mars is, what we talk about with Mars entering the sign of Capricorn, it's exalted, right? This is where Mars does really great work, if not some of the best work that it can do. Why? Because it's in its sign of exaltation, where its own energy not only freely expresses, but expresses in a way that is that much more powerful. So your ruler comes into this sign, right, which for you represents your 10th house of career, social status, your public standing, how you meet the world, your legacy in the world, how people know you. So as an example, Radiant Reality is me fulfilling my 10th house. It's obviously so much more than that, but you get an idea of how that might show up for you. And remember, the 10th house is about your status in the world, whether you're married, whether you're single, whether you're a homeowner, whether you're employed. All of these are different types of statuses, right? So Mars does good work in Capricorn. Capricorn gives Mars a track to run on. It says, here is a structure, right? So he says to the Lord of Fire, energy, passion, excitation, right? It says, right, I'm going to give you, he says to the Lord of Fire, you can have anything that you want, but you must do it in the right way and you must compete to be the best, right? Now, Mars already loves that kind of energy. Capricorn just really gives it a focus. If you are the best, prove it, right? So Mars is that single-minded discipline, right? Give me what I want. And it, in the sign of Capricorn, which is rules, structure, discipline, methodical and military prowess, how can Mars not succeed here, right? This is in your career, your house of honors, the social status, the most visible and public version of you. Now, while Mars is a malefic planet, it does really good work here, right? As such, it will probably see you getting more competitive, more focused at this time, more determined to succeed when it comes to your career. Since Mars rules you, right, and specifically you, your body, your mind, your outlook, this will see you identifying more with what you do for work and whatever your status is. If you don't, if you don't work or if you're retired or something like that, it might see you get serious about what you do with your time and maybe even getting more regimented about how you about achieving things that you feel matter to you personally, right? This is a thrust forward and it gets you serious about what you want out of your life and maybe even going for a path or a position that you didn't expect to want. I love this for you. I think it's a great way to start the year. So for this, you've got the Four of Pentacles. So this is the kind of energy that you need, right? Four of Pentacles Yes, it can be, you know, stuck, stagnant energy. But what I like most about the Four of Pentacles, there's a discipline and a determination in this card to achieve a material goal, especially if this is around finances, money, or resources. This could be fantastic for you, especially because Mars, your ruling planet, also rules your 8th house of other people's money and governmental money. And because it's in the sign of Capricorn, you might be really thinking about ways to appeal to the boss. How can I get the most out of my job, my work, my social status, etc.? And that Four of Pentacles is saying, as long as it's slow, steady, and methodical, we are going to smash the bleep out of this. All right, then you've got the Page of Pentacles. So for a lot of you, it looks like you already have the track. You've already got the path. You've already got the idea of what this is going to look like for you, or how it's going to sort of unfold. That Page of Pentacles is really about utilizing the skills that you already have. And the Four of Pentacles is about accumulating whatever resources you need in order to see that through. And then with this, you've got the Fool card, right? Love it. New things, new places, new people, new energies. For a lot of you, I wouldn't be surprised if you start looking for new work, especially around, you know, where you kind of say to yourself, you know what, I feel like I need to be honored a bit more. I feel like I need new challenges. I feel like, you know, the ideas that I've got need to be seen. They need to see the light of day. And if they don't, I'm going to find a different space to put these things out into the world. The other thing with the Fool card, as I say, new things, new places, people, and energies. With the Page of Pentacles, there's a few ways this could show up. This could be some kind of new study or learning that you decide to embark on. For some of you, this could even be a spontaneous meeting or connection, either with work, through work, or around some core subject that really feels like it hits home for you in a lot of ways. So I love it. I'm totally here for it. What a way to start the year, right? And at this point as well, Mercury's already out of its retrograde. So it really is all systems go at this point. So for your second transit on the 8th of the month, Neptune and Mercury, right? So Neptune in Pisces, Mercury in Sagittarius are coming into a square, right? Now, this is, it is an energy that can be somewhat contentious. This is happening across your 9th house of higher beliefs, educational systems, your personal belief structures, and, you know, your inner beliefs as well, your hope and optimism for the future, your understanding of what your beliefs are powering for you and how they drive you forward. The 12th house is your past, your privacy, your hidden self, the part of you that doesn't necessarily get to see the light of day, or is only really known by people that really know you, i.e. people that you live with, or people that, you know, like your parents, your children, your significant other. Now, the 12th house is also a decidedly spiritual energy within the chart. So what you have here is two spiritual spaces within your chart that have a lot to do with spirituality. Your visions for the both the future and the past are colliding here in some way. So this is an energy that does require careful navigation because they are squaring each other, which means this is, you know, they're creating enough annoyance, friction, tension, issues for you to say, you know what, yes, I'm not having this experience again. Mercury for you rules your 3rd house of Gemini, communications, conversations, you know, your day-to-day interactions. It also rules your 6th house of work. So there's definitely something about the career here. And because the 9th house also can represent authority figures, teachers, coaches, gurus, etc., there might be a challenge that comes from one of them around a communicative matter. While it is short, there's definitely a chance for miscommunication here, and one that potentially gets in the way of your progress. By now, it will see you really be serious about forging ahead with your career, and Mercury in your 9th house sees you gathering, digesting information, and especially information that you feel is like critical to your success in some way. It comes into a square with that Neptune in Pisces, in that 12th house. Your belief system and how it either fits or clashes with your surroundings is going to be a palpable feeling at this moment in time. It might also be that there's an expectation from a boss or someone who thinks they're your boss. Jupiter, interestingly enough, is in your 2nd house of resources at this moment. And the ruler of this this energy, it might also, because it's in a sextile to Saturn, meaning it's strong, right? So in some way, shape or form, this is about what you believe to be fair when it comes to money and finances. Um, and there's a few ways that you could kind of read into this. It's interesting because obviously Jupiter is in your second house of resources, and it's the ruler of that Pisces, and those two are coming into, well, they're applying to a sextile at this point. So it will be interesting to see how you navigate this. For this, you've got the High Priestess. Something hidden comes to light. You've got this with the Four of Wands. Love that. And you've got this with the Five of Pentacles. There's something here that might be an opportunity or an offer that you thought was off the table, and so therefore it's like you show up and you're willing to fight for it. You're willing to talk about, like, you know, well, this was supposed to be offered to me, it was supposed to be given to me, now it's been taken off the table. You know, first of all, why, and second, what have we got to say about that? There's something in this, I think, especially because the Four of Wands is a celebration, and the Five of Pentacles, this could be maybe your boss comes to you and says, look, you know, I know we're not advancing you in this way, but we're going to take this off your responsibility list. And for a lot of you, this might be that in the background, you choose to kind of look for or find another job, and you go for it and you get it. And so therefore you have that conversation to say, you know, I did want to progress here, but the option or the opportunity wasn't there for me, and maybe my worth wasn't being fulfilled in some way. Or potentially, because you're, you know, having this challenge with a boss, maybe you're talking to the boss and saying, hey, listen, we can't see eye to eye on what my duties are or are not or are supposed to be. So it'd be interesting to see how that one plays out as well. I love it. I'm totally here for it. Now, on the 21st of the month, Pluto, the Lord of Power, transformation, change, adaptation, death, destruction, the release of the old, the really what I love about Pluto, no matter how hard a Pluto transit can be, what I love most about it is it really does go right to the heart of a matter, and it says, let's pull all of this out and find what the truest or purest potential is here, right? In order to do that, though, it's kind of, you know, when they say you've got to break a few eggs to make an omelette, this is kind of that energy. Now it's coming back into your 11th house. It had a little sojourn into this space for you last year in 2023 from March to July. It now comes in on the 21st of January. It's going to stay there right up until September 8th. Right, so you've got a much longer, stronger taste of this to see roughly what's really going to start to show up for you. Now, Pluto coming into the 11th house, this is group associations, your higher goals, aspirations and visions for the future, the things that you really want to go after in your future. This is a powerful house, and it's one that provokes a sense of expansiveness within us, because it is, you know, first of all, it's in the sign of Aquarius, which is everything, everywhere and everyone, and it's in the 11th house, which literally represents larger social groups, connections, the wider connections on the wider world stage, and maybe even the societal connections that you have. So as it comes into this space, it's going to see you doing away with and releasing any ideas of surface level friendships. They're just not going to cut it for you anymore. Now, you'll likely need deeper commitments and connections from your friends. You might find that your social media presence starts to become a bit smaller, but much more defined, right? What you will and won't interact with, what you will and won't be a part of, what you will and won't allow your name to be seen alongside might really come up for review here. As for group associations, the words that you use, right, and you know the saying, "You are what you hang with." This definitely comes to mind with this, right? So this is a power and control energy, that's Pluto, and it's control that's out of our hands. Whenever we have a Pluto transit, something tends to happen or arise where it's like the control for this thing or this mechanism or whatever it is, it feels like it's not really down to us. We're kind of just along for the ride. As I say, social media ties, group friendship ties, clubs, associations and things that you're a part of. If you choose to hold on to things that don't suit, this can potentially be a bit more challenging. So, you know, just know that whatever Pluto is releasing from your life at this point, it really is for your highest good. And because we're having two, we've had, you know, one already, and now we're having another sort of slightly longer one. We had a short burst, now we're having a slightly longer one. And the way that I see these are kind of inoculations, right? They're kind of like, you know, dare I say the V word, against whatever Pluto is going to bring up for us, right? So pay attention to this. Now, for this, you've got the Nine of Swords. My dear Aries, you don't need to be worried about this transit. There is Pluto. There is literally Pluto, the Judgment card. And you've got this with the Magician card, right? So what if I told you this was about to help you understand who your truest benefactors are? It's going to really show you what groups and associations are going to help you ascend to the highest position, whether this is at work or in your social life or in your personal life, that you possibly can. What if I told you that this was going to show you what your power and your unique vision is within the collective, right? This is going to show you and highlight to you just what, you know, I always say it like this. Every single one of us is a thread in the grand tapestry of life, and that tapestry is not complete without all of us, right? This transit of Pluto, I think, is going to show you what that purpose is, what your purpose within the wider world stage and the whole of the you know universal collective that you are a part of, what that is, who you are in the grand scheme of all of those things. So, you know, no pressure, nothing too drastic. All right, so the next transit that I want to look at for you is Venus. On the 23rd of the month is going to come into the sign of Capricorn as well. So also coming into the 10th house. So she's going to join Mars there. This is such an amazing connection, a collaboration to have, right? So if Mars is desire, action, passion, will, willpower, the energy to go after what you want, Mars makes you magnetic in the sense of you show up as a go-getter and you won't quit until you get what you want. Whereas Venus is the energy of attraction. So both of these coming into the sign of Capricorn, or should I say both of them being in the same sign, this is the celestial lovers. This is positive and negative, masculine and feminine. This is you becoming your own career-focused dynamo. This is you having the ability to really pull what you desire and need to you when it comes to your career. Venus is an attractant. She makes us more appealing. Wherever she goes, she cleans up that area. She makes us more magnetic. She makes us more alluring. Venus for you is your money, your finances, your self-worth, esteem and values. And she's also your relationships, partnerships, contracts, etc. So this could be some kind of partnership, relationship, contract. She joins that the Sun and Mercury in your 10th house at this point as well. So I forgot to mention. So, no, she won't be there at that point. The Sun will at this point be in Aquarius now. But Mercury will be there as well. And so this is a lot of energy in the sign of Capricorn in your 10th house, right? So things in your relationships could definitely be getting smoother, more refined. Capricorn, when in Capricorn, Venus is less like the party girl that she was in Sagittarius. Venus in Capricorn for me is like the pencil skirted, horn rimmed glasses vixen who's sharp, smart, dedicated to her work and knows how to go about her business, right? She knows what she's after. She gets in and she gets shit done. This is 3 of the personal planets now in your career sector, which means this month and the month ahead is going to really see some things in this area. I see this as a promotion, a connection of some sort, maybe even a spotlight of sorts that can really help you get ahead. You must work this energy, right? And you've got to be sure to show up as your best, because it's not just going to happen for you, right? You've got to do something with it. And with this much personal planet energy in your career sector, this is the time, this is the moment to go after something that you really want, especially as the 10th house is highlighting, you know, the sun in Aquarius at this point is highlighting what you really want for the future. So you can help, you know, really sort of set that tone. For this, you've got the Ace of Cups, beautiful. With the Ace of Wands, wow. Okay, so going after something that you really desire and something that your heart really wants. The Page of Cups and the Ace of Cups are very similar energies. Not the same, but very similar. This could be something that your heart has truly wanted for some time. Something that you have felt drawn to or felt like you really needed or desired to fulfill. You could be seeing results on this, and that Ace of Wands is the energy, the passion to back it up, and there's a lot of creative energy in these as well. The Ace of Cups is usually a birth card, the Ace of Wands is a conception card, and the Page of Cups is all of that plus creative energy. So this is decidedly creative, right? There's a chance here for you to really excel in a creative manner in some way, shape or form. So I love this. I think it's a wonderful energy to have. I really, really do. Okay, so let's have a look for your moons and your lunations. Let me give these a quick shuffle. So on the 11th of January, the new moon is in the sign of Capricorn. It's at 20 degrees. And this is again in that 10th house for you, right? So you've got the sun and the moon, because the sun and the moon coming together is a new moon, right? So you've got Luna and Solis coming together at 20 degrees of Capricorn in your, wow, oh yes, 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 yes. This card is one of the best for this kind of thing, because this card basically says, dare to dream big. Know that that castle in the sky that you're building in your imagination through your desire, you have every possibility to create it and to make it real. You just have to follow the rules of Capricorn. Structure, order, discipline, determination, hard work. Mars is in the sign of Capricorn, helping you achieve this. The year itself is a universal year 8. If you haven't seen that video, go back to the numerology stuff that I put out last year that's going to show you how to really get the most out of 2024. I mean, this, right? So much of this. Those castles that you build in the sky have all the chance to become something real, something tangible, and something incredible. And then for your full moon on the 25th of January, in your 5th house, right? 5th house here, this is a Leo full moon. Sun and the moon opposite each other, right? So you've got a Leo full moon at 5 degrees of Leo. Right, this is a big deal because the 5th house is romance, pleasure, joy, creativity. And remember those cards that came up for that Venus transit for you as Venus comes into this? It really does, right? So Venus comes into your 10th house, right? And remember all of those really creative energy cards that you had for that transit. And then 2 days later, you've got a full moon in Leo in the most creative part of your chart, right? In the house of pleasure, joy, romance. Venus, Venus loves 5th house stuff. So I think she's definitely going to shine on this for you as well. And for this, you've got the Gate 9 and Small Details. This card isn't just about attention to detail. It's also truly about definition, about clearly defining what you desire when it comes to love, romance, partnership, about what you really desire when it comes to expressing your own style, your own creativity, to really define what your personal style is. And because it's a full moon, this can be a peak experience in all of those things. If you've got children, this could be some kind of great news or experience around your children. This could be wonderful. And if none of those things hit, then the 5th house is also speculative endeavors. If you've got things that you've already invested in, the full moon could show you what the true value of those things is right now, right? And maybe it skyrockets. Maybe you look at it and say, okay, you know what? Maybe it's time to swap. Maybe it's time to change in some way. Now, with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. I wish you all of the best for this year. Take care. Stay tuned because I got a lot of good stuff coming for you. All right? Take care and I'll see you soon.